views expressed on this program are those of the producers and individuals appearing on this program and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Sun Prairie Media Center staff, its video service providers, or the staff and elected officials of the City of Sun Prairie.
You are now watching the Alan and DJ Show.
Yo, 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 Milwaukee, Sun Prairie, and all the surrounding areas. Y'all know what time this is, man. I don't even have to keep saying this. It's time for the Alan and DJ Show. But I'm Alan.
And this is your boy, DJ.
DJ, what's going on, man?
I'm doing good, man.
You know, I had a whole bunch of women come around me today.
Oh, okay.
And they say, I watch your show, and I'm going through this and I'm going through that. Why is dating so difficult in 2026? You need to talk about that. It chastising me and everything. I'm like, man, I can't even get my workout done. No, you get out the stairs for a minute and talk to me. I'm like, all right, fine. So we got you. So today we're going to talk about key reasons for why dating is difficult in 2026.
Oh, it is.
So without further ado, we're going to bring this to you the way that we're accustomed to bringing this to you. So bullet point number 1, emotional barriers.
Yeah. Oh.
But why is that though, DJ? Like, why is emotional barriers are so tough when it comes to dating in 2026?
The crazy thing, Al, is, man, like, the reason why this is so important is because, like, people come with a damaged past or they come with a lot of baggage, which can, like, lead to, like, building up walls. And when they build up the walls, they basically block any penetration, like anybody from coming in, and even from them even letting go of their like feelings and being vulnerable and stuff like that. And what barriers does is like they keep you safe from getting hurt, but they shield you from the world as well.
Because, you know, people carry in baggage from the previous relationships. Mm-hmm. Or people stuck on what's happened in that previous relationship, and you have to move on. You got to start dating, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to say over half, which is 52% of like young adults, click the lack of money as a major hurdle to dating, and which is inflation costs, and that can affect like dating activities. So when it's like a lack of money, because I always say dating or getting into a relationship, you got to have your finances together. I'm sorry, like, I ain't saying you got to be the richest guy in the world, but it's going to cost because she's going to want to do things. Or sometimes, ladies, if y'all digging into y'all wallet, he's going to want to do things sometimes. And, you know, it's going to cost. So sometimes just like a lack of money or like a lack of resources could be the reason. He might not have a car. She might not have a car. He might not have a crib. She may not have a crib. She might just not have any money, period. He probably just don't got enough money. Mm-hmm. That could, like, really build up some, like, economy and, like, emotional barriers.
Absolutely. Like, when it comes down to emotional barriers, too, like, you don't get to live your life freely, but you do get to live it on your terms.
Right.
But also, with that, what barriers does is, like, they change your character, meaning, like, you come off as a fraud because that ain't who you really are.
Yeah, that's true. So trying to play big guy on the first date, you're like, yeah, man, I got this. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you think you're doing it big.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, you know, time start revealing itself. That you see that bill, you're like, whew. And now, like, they even got commercials out now where they call the Earning app and all this other stuff where you can borrow your paycheck for a day. That's stupid.
Yeah, that is.
It's another way to keep you broke, but just to get on that date, you got to borrow some. Oh, yeah, you know, so I'm going to take this out. $60 is all I need. And all of a sudden, now you can fund the date. Come on, man. She going to want to do something next. You going to go back to that app? But bullet point 2, the situationship culture.
This is crazy. Because, like, back when we was growing up, this was called something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which meaning, like, this is like the new way of, like, basically saying, like, friends with benefits. But, like, what a situationship culture is basically, like, people want the perks of the relationship basically without the title.
That's true. So some call it like the Netflix and chilling.
Yeah.
You know, we in a situationship, or or how they said things are difficult right now, or you know what I'm saying, like, or like, I think it's like another saying they say on social media, or I don't know, but like it'll come back to me. But
Yeah.
it's like in many ways you are trying to avoid the commitment, but to me, what trying to avoid the commitment is a lead in high turnover rate when it comes to partners increasing casual breakups.
Absolutely.
Because that's what it's going to lead to eventually.
Absolutely.
Because she's going to eventually want more. And you're going to get that question, whether you like it or not. What are we? What is this?
You're going to get that all the time.
Right. So, you know, like you can't be, oh, man, what you talking about? No, like, what is this? Like, well, what are we doing here? Or because after a while, you know, like a man can go a long time. We could situationship this whole thing out for a long time, right? But a woman, she's gonna want like an emotional connection. So that's what's making dating so difficult in 2026 as well. Is that it's no let me get to know you anymore. Like let's hang out, let's build some memories and create some experience.
Yeah.
It's all about, can I come to your house? Let's Netflix and chill. Then he doing what he do, and y'all know what that is. And then like y'all might be having fun for like a couple of months while it lasts. Then eventually she's gonna be like, we need to talk. I'm like, oh, here we go. or you get that text message up, we need to talk. What am I to you? Am I just a dog? I'm not gonna keep giving my body up these days. Dog, come on, man, what are we talking about here? Here we go.
No, like the reason why like a lot of people like situationships and not relationships is because with a relationship, it basically takes you off the market, meaning like you only tie down to that one person. But with the situationship, they don't want to claim that person, but they do want the benefits, but they also don't want the other people to want you, which meaning like they want you all to themselves while they have options.
Exactly. So it's kind of like they have the ice cream and cake as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I'm telling you, like, and that's cool for a minute. You know what I'm saying? But eventually it's going to lead down to destruction.
Absolutely.
Because eventually somebody's feelings going to get caught up in it. And that other person going to want more. And then you got to watch out for, so bullet point number 3, paradox of choice and tech. So I'm going to jump into this as far as when it comes to like dating apps or create an endless offer superficial menu of options leading into fatigue and ghosting. So when you got dating apps now these days, right? That's making, I told you, I said it's not going to the mall no more. When we had to hustle to go get that number back in the day. You was like 14, 15, your parents would drop you off, you in the mall. And you like, man, I'm gonna hustle, get these numbers. And we used to play these games when we were young.
Yep.
Let's see how many numbers that we can get. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, now that social media's came into play, she has a phylactery of options. And so does the guy maybe as well if he got his stuff together, right? So it makes dating difficult in 2026 because it's like, dude, if you ain't acting right, I'm just gonna go right back on the website and go find me somebody else.
Yep.
You know, if you got Tinder, you got Plenty of Fish, you name them. So they're gonna happy fishing because they're gonna go find somebody else.
And when it comes down to paradox of choice, like basically what this does is like a person with a lot of options can become overwhelmed, which can lead them to decision paralysis.
Yeah.
Or even anxiety, lower satisfaction, regret, and fear of making the wrong choice.
And dude, like that's gotta be tiring, man. Like that causes a lot of mental fatigue.
Absolutely.
Because you think it's cool to deal with so many different dudes or to deal with so many different chicks. Yeah, it might be fun at first, but then these different type of personalities come out and they drain you. Somebody gonna be on your hat top. They're gonna be like, yo, you're not gonna play with my time. What are we? What are we doing?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So then you're like, okay, whoa, she ain't playing. Man, I got to hurry up and try to get up out of that. You know what I'm saying? Or man, like, you know, dude up on my hat for real. Because I always say this in the beginning. Be honest, be direct, and just try to be careful with the whole I got these amount of options because I swear it leads into burnout.
Yeah, it does.
It's too much, bro.
It
And
is.
then thinking the player is cool, you know what I'm saying? Like, boy, you know how much money you're going to be spending?
Man.
She want to go here. Next week, you got to take her there. Tomorrow, she want to go to the lakefront. And now, this is a whole different chick. Or dudes. You let so many dudes, not trying to get graphic here, but they come in and out of you, right? Just, you know, you letting them in your garage, should I say. You know how many soul ties that is?
Mm-hmm.
So then things in your life start going wrong. Things just start falling out of place. You was doing okay till you start messing with that boy, or you was doing okay when you start messing with that girl. That's what the big mamas used to say.
Oh yeah, no, but when it comes down to like paradox of choice too, is like what that does is like what a lot of people is it delays your progress, and it stalls the current relationship that you have. Meaning like you're trying to make the perfect decision, or you're trying to paint the perfect situation, but it ain't no such thing as the perfect situation or the perfect decision. You just got to make a decision.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, just know what you want.
Absolutely.
And bullet point 4, high intense standards. So to me, that's a lot of reason why people stand. That's to me, it's a lot of reason why people are not in relationships in 2026. D.
Absolutely.
But break that down though, because some people's standards are just too high.
Absolutely. The crazy thing about this bullet point is like what this focuses on is securing a high value partner that has values like respect, emotional maturity, and availability rather than sparks and checklists. And like with this approach, like it does help like avoid like poor matches and settling, but at the same time, it's a stale process, meaning that it's going to take you longer to find your soulmate because of the guidelines that you're giving them and the non-negotiables that you're tying to that.
It's like dating these days. It's like you walking into a whole contract. Yeah, you know, like it's already bad when you're going on a date with somebody. It's like an interview.
Yeah.
So I told her, yo, so where you from? How much money? Yeah, it's like, yo, calm down, yo. Because at the end of the day, some people's standards can be too high. Mm-hmm. So people who are like dated with intense early stages of like non-negotiable fillers regarding like politics, finance, lifestyle. Some people are accustomed to a certain lifestyle, and it's aiming for like eat immediately, captability. Mm-hmm. And they think they're like, yo, this is it. It might work for a little bit of time, but then eventually some things are just going to start to go wrong. Mm-hmm. And then you're going to start realizing, oh, dang, like he ain't got what he said he got. Or, you know, this dude's starting to play big boy now. He's starting to play big broke.
Yeah.
Things are starting to go down now. You know what I'm saying? Because he's trying to meet her standards.
Absolutely.
And she have high intensity standards. She wants you to have this, and this, which make dating so hard in 2026.
Absolutely. And also with high intensity standards, what also happens is like you don't get a chance to like basically live life like that, man.
No, man, you don't.
And you don't get to live it like on your terms, but also you're playing the cautious game. And like back then, I mean, not back then, but now I see people now, like when they date now, they would be like, I'm dating with a purpose. And when I hear that and when I see that, I see it in a lot of older people.
Yeah. Because, you know, people don't have time to waste.
No.
You know, you start getting into your 40s, 45, like none of that high intensity crap doesn't matter no more.
No.
And you like, dude, look, as long as you got something that you bring to the table, you know, like I'm not trying to come in and build somebody all the way up from the beginning, but man, you like ladies and gentlemen, like we got to be realistic with our standards here. Mm-hmm. And that's why dating is so difficult in 2026, because everybody living a fake facade on the internet. Like, I'm doing this, I'm living this is what I got, X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? Where, okay, what you presenting out there, they're probably going to really think you got it.
Yep.
Till they find out that you ain't really built like that. You know what I'm saying? So then your reputation is damaged. So I just say, like, make sure, like, your standards, it's okay to have standards, but make those standards realistic. And bullet point 5, fear of everything to risk. So like a lot of people, DJ, I'm gonna shoot this one off. Due to past traumatic dating experiences and a lack of social modeling for marriages, many are hesitant. Many are hesitant to take an emotional vulnerability.
Absolutely.
Which meaning that due to what people been through in their past, and they might open up themselves to somebody and got hurt so many times, they just like, yo, I'm not doing this no more.
Absolutely. But like this bullet point is like basically like it's driven by anxiety and fear of rejection, and like basically like what happens is like you're avoiding vulnerability, which is leading to you having situationships, which we talked about earlier, as like protection and comfort without high risk or heartbreaks.
Yeah, because when you dating somebody, I always say, you do a lot of listening more than you do talking, and you keep letting them lead themselves down a rabbit hole. A lot of stuff gonna start to come out.
Absolutely.
And you see, okay, like how long you been single, and if that person been single for about more than 3 to 4 years, something not right with that picture. I can tell you that right now. It's the reason why you're not in a relationship, and then eventually it starts to come out. Lack of money. Want to be in control. Want to do the situationship all the time. You have high intensity standards where somebody might be like, yo, I like old girl, but man, I can't meet those standards. Or I like dude, but dude, standards too high for me, man. Like, like I feel like I got to match that fly like every time, and I don't have it like that. So eventually, like they find somebody to look just as average and just as low, I ain't say low standard, but mid standard as them. And it's okay to have standards, but when they went through traumatic dating experiences where it's just like everybody dating is on games or it don't work or catfishing, here we go.
Absolutely. And like when it comes down to this bullet point, also like a lot of people prioritize safety over like potential intimacy.
Exactly.
And when they do that, they basically like sabotaging their connection.
I call it self-sabotaging,
Yep.
because it's all they know.
Yep.
Or two, they be like, I hope you don't play games like the last dude did. Or two, like you might have did something similar to what that guy did, and it could be on a mistake. You might have missed to text her. And you're like, oh man, I was supposed to text old girl. You get these nasty text messages, she flipping. I think it was like everybody else. Well, she crazy, So here it go. So to me, dating is not even the same as it was even 15, 16 years ago.
Nah.
Because we study moving into a different world, but things are constantly changing and evolving.
Absolutely.
And then also the gender divide and expectations, the last bullet point. So break that down for us, DJ.
Basically, with this bullet point, what you expect is higher expectations lead to being more selective and difficulty finding partners who meet their expectation, meaning that and then sometimes it also keys to gender roles changing, meaning maybe if you're used to being the provider, then all of a sudden that person loses their job. Now all of a sudden the woman is the provider. So now that role has reversed.
It's like a growing illogical divide between both parties. Right? Some people have high standards or sometimes conflict in expectations for their partners, especially for men, both emotionally and physically. And then also being emotionally available for traditional successful because they have too many bad relationships. So they might have been okay, how much money do you make a year? You got to at least make over $200,000 or better to be with me, and you got 4 kids. Okay, how does that work? You know what I'm saying? So that's where the gender divide comes in at, because you might have everything clicking on all cylinders, but you don't have that one thing that she wants. So here comes the divide. And the expectations sometimes could just be too high, be too much. And it's you need to take a chill pill and realize that, hey, look, we just meet each other. We trying to date. We trying to see where this thing goes. Secondly, if you're not where you want to be at, but as long as I see that you got goals and you working hard, I'm gonna help you build yourself.
Absolutely. And then also with I wanted to add to the expectation aspect of it is that with expectations, like you're describing this person so perfectly that you're either describing somebody that doesn't even exist or you're describing the same sex, meaning like you might as well be with the same sex.
That's true. That's true. That's why I say, yo, ladies and gentlemen, have realistic expectations. And for the y'all and the DJ's final thought, you know, my final thought I'm gonna say is like, yo, be realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's perfect. But make sure that, you know what I'm saying, not only did you trying to build that emotional connection, but try to have some traditional ways about yourself. Because dating in 2026 is hard.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people want poly relationships nowadays, you name it, right?
Yeah.
But I want a woman that's a traditional woman.
Yep.
That's fun and all that good stuff and like this explore and experiment, but she's traditional. And despite of these changes and challenges, many send towards like slow dating, focusing on a deeper, fewer connections rather than high volume, superficial swiping. So focus on yourself, build yourself up, and what you focus on grows. And the right woman gonna be the best situation for you.
Absolutely. And like my final saying is basically like dating is hard. So like if you find somebody that has that emotional connection and they're giving you the attention that you deserve, most likely you should go with that.
And once you did that, you just became the very best version of yourself. So now this is the Alan the DJ Show. You can find the Alan the DJ Show at gmail.com. If you have any questions about what you want us to talk about next, you can also find the Alan the DJ Show on YouTube and on Facebook. You can also find Alan Hutchinson on Instagram and Facebook, and my dirty producer extraordinaire, William J. Smith, on Instagram and Facebook. And until next time, let's get back to the old ways a little bit. Like, you know, we got to move forward with the future, but we don't got to change everything about ourselves. So we're going to stay well. We're going to stay healthy.
Peace.